Well, thank you for joining us today. My name is Jessica Worthington. I'm the director for the Office of Downtown Development with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, and we are here at Third Thursday. With us today from the team, we've got Ellen Hill, our Main Street Training and Compliance Coordinator, and we have Tess Harper, our Communications Coordinator.
Good morning.
Ebony is on vacation and Elizabeth is on vacation, and we're not jealous about it. I promise.
Not at all.
But we are happy to be here with you guys today. For anybody new, we do this once a month as an opportunity to chat, to catch up, to see what's going on in the communities, to be able to share success stories or challenges that are happening and updates from our office. I want to take a minute if we have anybody that is new and who wants to do an introduction. You can throw it in the chat, or you can actually raise your hand like this, old school, or you can go down to your reactions, and there's a little option that says click raise hand, and you can do that. And you will pop up on our screen and we can make introductions. Brandy, I see your hand raised. Introduce us. Who you got with you?
Yeah, good morning. I've got Angel Clemens with me, and she's our Main Street and Tourism Coordinator. And then we have our summer intern, Maddie Rome, with us. So
Love it.
Along this morning.
Oh, love it, love it. Yay. Thank y'all for being here with us. Nice to meet y'all. Anybody else? Hey, Megan.
Hey, I have our summer intern, Sarah, here with me today.
Oh, I love this stuff. It's like awesome. Love it, love it. All right. Anybody else? I'm trying to do a quick scan to see who all is on. Because I wanted to do an announcement to congratulate Dallas, Georgia, and Shannon
We made it.
for being our newest Main Street, classic Main Street community to join the network. We had the opportunity last Friday, Elizabeth and I, to go to Dallas to meet with staff, as well as tons of leadership there, to get to do a tour. Y'all, cutest stores, let me tell you, some of the cutest stores, cutest coffee shop, like hands down. And we are so excited to have them be a part of, officially a part of the network.
Officially.
Any thoughts, Shannon?
I'm so excited. Absolutely so excited. I'm so happy that y'all got to come out and see how great our leadership is and hear all of the great things happening in Dallas.
Mm-hmm. And spoiler alert, Dallas is actually going to be featured in a Georgia Trend article in August. So keep an eye out for that. But again, it's such a big accomplishment. I feel like just even mentioning it here is definitely not enough. I feel like we need like confetti and balloons.
We do. We need to shout it from the rooftops.
Exactly. This is multiple years of hard work here that all gets, talked about in just a matter of minutes. But we're so excited to have y'all officially as part of our accredited programs list. So yay. All right, let me see. I'm looking at my list. All right. Oh my gosh, was it last week, y'all, we did our switch to 6 in Macon? That's crazy. It feels like it was 3 weeks ago. But last week in Macon, we did our first switch to 6, like in-person training. It was awesome. We had great attendance, good participation, lots of activities. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it as much as we did. Always love being in Macon, always fun stuff to do, always good food to eat. So I just want to remind folks that if you did not participate in our training last week, you have a couple options to get your Switch to Six training in. The first way is through our website. We have an online version that is, it takes maybe a couple hours to get through, like videos and presentations and stuff like that. That is available anytime anyone wants to like access it. So if you're one of those people, you got a lot going on with your schedule, that might be a good fit for you. Ellen just dropped it in the chat for us, so that's awesome. And then we will be doing a Main Street 101 as part of the upcoming conference in August. And we will be, as part of the 101, teaching the new six standards integrated into that learning experience. So if you are waiting to do it at the conference, that's fine too. That will happen the day before the conference officially kicks off. And there is separate registration for that, but it's through the same platform. So it's not like you have to register with us and then register for the conference. Registration for it is all at the same place. And there's other trainings taking place. This is like just a little side note besides ours that first day. So if you are interested in coming in to Canton early and getting some extra learning down and happening, there's going to be DDA basic training, there's going to be DDA advanced training, our Main Street 101 training. GDA is rolling out one of their first classes for their new certification program. That'll be that day. And I can't remember if historic preservation is doing. Yes. Okay. I see Ellen's shaking her head. Historic preservation will be doing a training that day as well. So lots of like education happening before the education, but all good opportunities. These trainings happen all throughout the state at all different times. So it is nice to kind of have them all in one place at one moment. Thank you, Jessica. I see Jessica from Brazelton said she just finished the online Switch to Six. Super easy to navigate and understand for those that are busy and can't make it to an in-person training. Thank you so much. That's what we were hoping for. So other than that, again, this just dives into the whole conference conversation that registration for the conference is open. I know Renee said she couldn't be here today. I don't know if somebody else from GDA, one of the board members, kind of wants to like say a few words about the upcoming conference.
Hey.
Right. Hey, Jeffrey.
How are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, so conference planning's underway. Awards review is coming up, so y'all should be getting emails soon. It's going to be a good conference. Canton has a lot of cool stuff planned, so we're excited for y'all to see all the miraculous things Valinda has in store for us. So, and everyone should give her a big, huge thank you for all the little extras. So
I was gonna say, you've got the king and queen of hospitality, Billy Peppers and Valinda Hardy.
yeah, so it's gonna be pretty impressive.
And if y'all haven't had a chance to check it out, they have some really cool like extracurriculars and tour stuff. They've got like ghost tours you can sign up for. They've got rafting, like floating, kayaking tours you can sign up for, like tons of like fun stuff. It's really awesome. You can tell they're like absolutely like pulling out all the stops for us.
Yeah, if anybody is curious, you'll still get all that learning, because I know some people are like, well, I'm there to really learn, but you will. But learning is in networking also. So yeah, Wednesday, if you want to do like a 6-hour excursion down the river, kayaks, will have 2 of my board members that will be your leads. They're excited about doing that. And then I'm bringing one of my business owners. She owns a Cone to Pick, which is our ice cream shop downtown. She also does our ghost tours, and I'm bringing her out of retirement. And from what I understand, I think one of them is almost full. But there'll be a couple of opportunities for that. And then on Tuesday night, because I know a lot of us work our honeys off when we do our second Saturdays or first Fridays or whatever each community calls it. I wanted to be able to give you a gift and let you actually enjoy an evening on the other side and enjoy the music and not have to really lay a finger on anything and just eat, drink, and enjoy some music. And, you know, it's our gift to all of you, because we know how hard we work. And we go to these conferences to learn, but we also go, again, like I said, to network and to enjoy other communities and take some things home possibly. And so, but yeah, that's our gift to y'all, is just to give you as much as we can to for you to enjoy yourself. Yeah.
I also wanted to note too, guys, that it's early registration right now until the 10th of July. So make sure you get that discount now, because it will go up on July 11th.
Absolutely. And Ellen, I see dropped a link to the conference registration site in there on the meeting chat for us too. Lucretia.
I was gonna ask if I'm sure there's a host hotel. Belinda, any special things we should be looking for in terms of the lodging?
We do have several hotels here, and if I'm not mistaken, Renee has included all of that on the registration. Holiday Inn Express, there's Hampton, there's a Town Suite / Fairfield Inn, you know, where it's all under one roof. So yeah, we've got plenty of lodging. I would go ahead, it's like any other conference, hand in hand, when you make your registration, make your hotel reservations at the same time. Just I wouldn't wait, because I know that Sharon's worked hard on creating those blocks and things like that, but I still wouldn't wait till the last minute.
Excuse me,
Absolutely.
Belinda, where is the convention going to be, and what hotel? Is it?
It's downtown. It's not within
Okay.
a hotel. You know,
Okay.
a couple of years ago, we made that decision, I think, is to bring everybody out and put them back into the downtown.
Okay.
And not to host everything in the hotel, and you don't go outside those four walls and you don't get to enjoy what the community has. So everything will be in our downtown proper area and at the mill on Etowah. So we will have transportation and we will be moving you from place to place. You also will have the opportunity, if you would rather get in your car and drive a little bit. It's seriously not that far of a drive, and you will get a map and it will show where everything is going to be located. So if you are more comfortable with driving your car from location to location, you're definitely welcome to do that, but we will have buses that will move you from place to place.
The hotels that we stayed at during our retreat, they were literally like 2 minutes from the downtown. So there was a couple red lights, but it wasn't like they all just turned green and you just went. So it's really not bad.
Yeah.
So, but before they move on, Jessica, I just want to appreciate you plugging us in and being a good partner.
Absolutely. We're excited about it, and we hope to see y'all there. And just a reminder that if you're an accredited community, you got to hit those 30 hours of training. And this is honestly one of the best ways that y'all can do it. It's like Belinda said, the networking is incredible. It's a great opportunity. You get to connect with other managers and staff and board members, as well as get your hours in. It only happens once a year, and it's only happening here. So
And I would like to say one more thing. And
yeah,
this,
absolutely.
Jeffrey has got a video out on our GDA website. Please go ahead and be thinking about your silent auction items that you would like to bring and contribute. All of the money that we raise through our silent auction goes to our EDGE scholarship. And that is what allows us, GDA, to give out scholarships, not only to the local or the more state conferences, but to the national conference. But yeah, be thinking about things that you can bring, and always, don't ever think about, oh, well, I'm not going to bring anything like from a restaurant or a spa. That's just a really good opportunity for somebody to come and visit your community and make a day of it and go to the spa and go to dinner and things like that. So we want everything that you've got for the silent auction.
The silent auction, just a little fun fact, for the past 2 years, the first year we did around 3,000. Last year we did just over 3,000. So we're kind of want to get to 4 this year. So if everyone can be good partners in that and just help us get there, it would be really cool.
And Belinda, that dual branded hotel that Jeffrey referenced in the chat, that's the Marriott, right? Where it's like the Fairfield and the
Townhouse. Yes.
townhouse.
Mhm.
And if you look at it, you can register at either hotel, but like they said, it's all under one roof. So it's kind of like two hotels that are connected, right?
You
I
literally-
didn't get to stay at them in Canton. So
You
that's why
literally
I'm
are
like-
walking down the hallway and all of a sudden, like the hotel representative that was with us today on the tour, she goes, okay, now you are entering Townhouse Suites. I mean, literally, and basically it is Fairfield, which is a hotel room, but if you like more of a suite, if you like more of a kitchenette, that kind of thing, that is what you will go toward. But all the amenities are shown, so that way you can, maybe you might want a room with someone. I know the way that what you enter into a room, there might be a bedroom going this way and a bedroom going this way. I mean, just look and it might save on some cost there. But thank you, Ellen. She dropped
Yep,
it.
and Ellen's on it. She just dropped a bunch of information in the chat box for us, the stuff that we're referencing. And again, you can find all this on GDA's website as well. Though Renee is not with us today, her and the other board members are great sources of information if y'all have any questions and want to reach out. And if you're having any needs with registration, again, Renee is awesome at helping everybody through that kind of stuff. Okay, so a couple more updates from us before I move on. Just wanted to remind people, Dropbox, we had a previous discussion about Dropbox and how things are changing. If you didn't get a chance to view that, you can go back to our YouTube channel and check that out. And our staff is working right now to make those switches over for everybody's Dropbox. Our goal is to make this as painless as possible for you and hopes to have all that done by July 1. And as of right now, we should, I think I've been told we're on target to meeting that. So if you have any questions, just let us know. But as part of that too, there's some educational resources that are going in there. Every required template will be in there. We've worked hard to put together a comprehensive document that talks about what should be in each folder and how each folder will work, as well as the information that we've gotten from National regarding branding and press releases and stuff like that will also be uploaded for you guys too in Dropbox. So we're just going ahead and plugging it all in for you, trying to make it as easy as possible. And then also MOUs are due July 1. If you have not got that in, oh no, July 3rd, just kidding. We have, I've heard we have the majority of them in, but we've got a couple stragglers. Is that the right word? Stragglers? Yeah. Who, need to probably go and shake a stick at some people to get them to sign, because it's always getting other people to sign it, right? That's the problem most of the time. And then lastly, I'm going to let Ellen talk about an upcoming webinar that we have.
Oh, yeah. So good morning, everybody. We have on July 11th a webinar set up talking about Christmas in July. So we have invited Stockbridge and the city of Perry to come in and talk about their Small Business Saturday activities. I'm sure most of y'all have heard about Stockbridge and that, they've won an award from American Express for their activities. But we just wanted to get y'all thinking about the Christmas season and thinking about things to do and fun activities for your communities. So July 11th at 10 a.m. We're going to have that webinar, and we're going to hear from Alicia and from the girls in Stockbridge about, what they have been doing and what they plan to do for their Small Business Saturday activities. So we're looking forward to that. And when I get finished, I will put the link where you can sign up for that webinar on the chat too. So we're super excited about it.
And again, those all count for training hours, and all our previous webinars that we've hosted this year. Ellen's really good at putting a link that you can go and view the recordings that we have already uploaded to our YouTube channel. Again, those count as training as well. So if you can't watch them live, watch them later. Andy did an awesome one on business improvement districts, and we've had a lot of great topics. We had one from Jason and Hartwell on attracting and retaining volunteers. And then if you're, really behind the curveball, we had one in the beginning of the year on this new switch to 6. So if I've talked about that today and you're like, I have no idea what that is, and just keep saying it over and over and over, go check out our webinar from January that will explain and give you a little background on all things that are switched to 6-ish. And Ellen has dropped that in the chat for us. Thank you. And for our webinars, there is no charge, just like Third Thursdays, but we use a different platform. So on Third Thursdays, it's all about the interaction and being able to see each other, cameras on, being able to chat and have a conversation in real time. We use Zoom for that. And for our webinars, we use the GoToWebinar platform. So that way you can register and get reminders. It's a little bit easier to share resources and materials. So again, if you pop on here on that date, you'll probably be by yourself or maybe one other person because we'll be on GoTo. So, all right, let me check the time. 10:22, not too bad. So I want to hear what's going on with you guys. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's summertime. It's probably a lot and not a lot going on all at the same time. Somebody share something good with me. Or I'll just start calling them people.
We're in Hinesville doing farmers market today. We are expecting rain and thunderstorms, but we are celebrating the Army's 248th birthday. We're going to have the 3rd ID band from Fort Stewart coming in, and we're also going to have one of the credit unions bringing in a large cake to celebrate. There's going to be their mascot, the 3rd ID, Rocky the Bulldog, coming in with pictures. So we're excited, and I'm checking the radar. I'm communicating with all of our vendors that by 2:30, the rain should pass. The event starts at 3 o'clock. So we're excited about that. But does anybody have tips to encourage the vendors to come and even set up, even if it's a little late, like after the rain to, and then even the community, we do social media posts, which I'm going to get on right now. But is there any other advice that you all have when you deal with the rain? I'm from Arizona, so I'm not used to all this water. So what do you people in Georgia do here?
It's like snow. We can't talk about it. We get freaked out very easily by the weather.
When we have our farmers market here in Canton, it's held on Saturday. We don't cancel at all. I remember in 2019 when I came here and it was going to come the flood, and I did cancel. And I had one grower let me know really quickly how hard they work to harvest what they bring. And they come, and farmers don't care if it rains. And so from then on, I never canceled another farmer's market. We've never delayed opening of a farmer's market. We have held it, and they still set up, and they're under their tent, and people come with their umbrellas. After you get chewed out one time from a little old man in overalls, you don't go down that road again. People, it's amazing to me, they still come. I mean, it's sprinkling rain. I mean, we look like wet dogs because we've been out there trying to help them get all their stuff unpacked as quickly as possible. But these people come. And so I would not change anything. What I do on Saturday morning, which a lot of people have told me they really like, is our market is from 9 to 12:30. And nobody around here obviously gets up very early. And so at 9 o'clock, I do a walk around to every vendor, and it may take me 10 or 15 minutes, but everybody said that's what gets them out of bed because they're laying there scrolling. And I'll go through and tell them what we have at the market that day, and they get up and they come. And maybe that might be an option. is to walk around and just say, hey, I'm here at the market. We're here in such and such park until such and such time. And let me show you what we have today, and go from each one. And any new vendor that we have for that week, I flip the phone around and let them speak into it and tell everybody who they are and what they have. And it has made a huge difference in our attendance. We have over 60 again this week, and it makes a difference. So just trying to put your face with your market, and just being the face of your market, and people get accustomed to you, and just really shout out and love on those growers and those food vendors as much as you can. And it's made a difference with us. It might help on your end, especially with a little rain.
I can piggyback on Belinda. A lot of it just depends on your attitude about the weather. Some of our best events have honestly been during the rain. Danielle can second this. We've both been out there getting soaking wet, helping people set up, and we're not scared of the weather as long as it's not like thundering and lightning and dangerous.
True.
Water's gonna hurt us.
Yeah, and I think you can have fun with it too. Like, you know, and I think it's one of those things too, having that conversation prior to like rain day is important in the future too, as well as being like, it's always rain or shine. And if it rains, this is, you know, we've got a best umbrella competition or something like that, where we're giving away downtown dollars for like, you know, if we see your umbrella and we love it, we're going to, you know, just randomly give out some downtown dollars. Or there's like a special like deal where you get a little bit extra or something like that, just to encourage people to come out and support the vendors during, you know, rain. So trying to kind of like structure it that way. Milledgeville did these really cool things with a company called Rainworks, and basically it's like a sealant that gets sprayed on like cement, and it keeps the rain out. And so they've done like really cool designs and stuff like that. So when it rains, all this like kind of artwork and stuff pops up, and it's so much fun to check out and see. And so that's just, again, another cool way of integrating, you know, fun placemaking stuff into just that rain experience. Anybody else want to add about rain stuff before I call on Shannon? All right. Thank you for sharing, Kenya. Shannon, what's going on?
So not only are we a classic Main Street, but last week was also a big week for us because Open Container passed. So you can now drink alcohol. We only have a wine bar and a music store who sell alcohol, but you can walk around downtown Dallas with a glass of wine. So it's so great. We're so excited. It's so big for us. I'm only hoping that this will help us recruit some restaurants. So we're so excited.
I have a question. Shannon. Is there a certain time of the day or hour or certain days, or is it just 24/7?
So it's pretty much 24/7. The ordinance reads 9 a.m. to midnight, Monday through Saturday, and then Sunday it's 12:30 to midnight. But we don't have any stores that sell alcohol at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's really whenever the stores open.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I forgot about that, Shane, but super exciting. Yay. And for anybody who was looking for that link, I put Rainworks, a link to that in the chat, so you can check it out on your own. Brandy, Thomasville, tell me what's going on.
Yes, so we've started back our summer loyalty cards again this year, and they're June through August. And so far we've had 40 cards turned in. So that's $8,000 that we know has been spent in downtown so far.
So tell us, how does this work? Your loyalty cards.
Can I kind of see it?
Okay.
There's a little box, and for every $20 you spend downtown, you have the merchant sign off on the line. And after you've filled up 10 spots, you can turn it into our office, or we have designated locations throughout downtown. And you have a chance to win a staycation in Thomasville.
Love it. Love it. Where do they staycation? Is it in the South Life Airbnb?
It's at the Marriott.
Oh, okay.
downtown.
Well, the Marriott's great too. I mean, it's right there.
But that would be a good idea to do the Craft Life Airbnb.
I
And there
know.
are 3
Oh.
opportunities to win. So the first one is a staycation, but then
Okay.
the next 2 tiers are all exclusive Thomasville experiences. So it's a Thomasville food tour or to tour Pebble Hill Plantation, as well as the Jack Hadley Black History Museum. So it's all things that are specific to Thomasville that you can only experience within our community. We wanted it to be something unique that would bring people back after they shop.
I love that. I love that. Well, and also if you're shopping downtown, obviously you love the experience of being there and in and around. So that's really cool. Love it. Thank y'all for sharing that.
Yeah.
Alicia, what you got going on, Perry?
We have a similar summer promotion going on to Thomasville, but ours is focused on drinking and dining. So if residents or visitors spend $150 at downtown restaurants or bars, and they can submit those through a Google form, they get a $25 downtown dollars gift card. So that puts that money right back into our shops.
I love that.
So far, we've issued 10 gift cards, 10 $25 gift cards, and this program started on June 1, and it'll run through the end of July or until funds are depleted.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh, got some people in the waiting room. I'm gonna add them. All right. Who else wants to share? And it can be something more like what Kenya and Hinesville, like if you got a challenge and you need some group thought or group support, or if you've got, something cool going on that you want to share. I also want to give a shout out to Tracy Sanchez, our one of our DCA regional reps for Region 3. So in case y'all weren't aware, the Department of Community Affairs has broken the state up into 12 regions, and within each region we have a regional rep, and that person kind of gets to be a little bit of a subject matter expert in almost all things DCA related. No pressure. And they can be a great first line of defense for any kind of project you've got, inspiration that you have. Maybe you just need to think, through resources and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see Tracy on here. I don't have like everybody in the group pulled up, so I can't see if there's other.
Kathy is here too.
Oh, Kathy, I did see her. Yep, pop up at one point. So, yep. We're grateful to have y'all here and participate. And if y'all haven't had an opportunity to meet your region's DCA rep, please reach out to our team, and we would love to make that introduction for you, because they're great folks. They support us a ton and work very closely with us. And like I said, they know a little bit of everything. So we know a lot about downtown development. They know a little bit about everything happening at the agency. All right. Abigail, what's going on in Noonan?
Always calling on me.
I know. Abigail knows I love to pick on her when everybody gets quiet. I'm always like, hey.
We have summer wind up this weekend on Friday, tomorrow.
What's that? How's that work?
So that is our wine tasting event that we host. So of course, though we have open container now and have had it for a while, this was kind of a catalyst to get open container in our area for an event. But basically it's wine tasting in all of our participating locations. I believe we have 35 tasting locations. So if you get 35 tastes of wine, you might be feeling generous at the shops.
You might be having a very good time.
Yes. And then the Cultural Arts Commission, who's another city commission, they're hosting their Jazz in the Park right after our event as well. So it's a fun weekend in downtown. Yeah, I mean, we're just getting ready. I'm getting ready to go and leave. So I'm trying to get everything done. And so Jesse will be stepping in when I'm out. But yeah, it's a busy time downtown. Our vacancies are really low. We're getting ready for Mobilize Main Street in October. So I don't know if there's any spaces left. Y'all can answer that, but I don't know. Okay. Well, hope to see all of you in October. The ones I got in.
Yep. Mobilize is sold out. So excited about that. Told y'all it always goes quick. So we'll be visiting Carrollton, Noonan, and LaGrange in October. But if y'all didn't make the cut this time, let us know and we will add you to our wait list. There is always somebody that has to drop out for some reason or another, like literally every time. So being on the wait list is very good. Like if you really want to try and get in, there is a chance you will. And then we will be doing another Mobilize in the spring. So if you missed this one, maybe you'll get to catch the next one with us.
Yeah, and I also just finished the Switch to 6 online, and it was really easy to use and then also understand. I've got my certification right here. So, and I've already signed up all of our board members as well for it. So they should be working on it as well.
Yay. Yep. And Abigail just reminded me that board members have to get Switch to 6 training as well. So however you choose to do that, just make sure you've still got 6 months-ish to get it in and covered and done. Tanya, have you reached out to, looking at Tanya's remark in the chat, have you reached out to Carly in Milledgeville?
I have not, but I did write down that you mentioned that Milledgeville did it because I've just tried to use it a couple of times. I've watched all the YouTube videos on how to do it, but it's like it doesn't show up when I do it. So
I will say your sidewalks have to be clean. So I don't know if you need to pressure wash them first.
That actually was what I was thinking was the issue is that my sidewalks are dirty.
But our Keep New and Beautiful program has done it in some places. It doesn't last all that long, but one tip or trick that we did notice is that you can use tire shine instead of paying for the Rainworks particular thing. So if you have like a local print shop or something of the nature, make your own stencils that could be customized to, you could have onions everywhere because you can't get that on Rainworks. But you can use tire shine too. So it prevents the water from getting to it. So
yeah, because like a little tiny, I want to say it may be like a 20-ounce bottle of the Rainworks stuff is $125. And I can't get it to work. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I think she said tire shine. Like
yes, like
tire.
Clean your tires with. Like the spray bottle of cleaning whatever you use.
I can't speak to it, but Abigail says tire shine.
It does work because what it basically does is it makes it stay dry where everything else is wet. And that's what tire shine does too. So and it's just more cost effective to use that. But I mean, Rainworks works great. It probably will last longer if we did use which we do have a small bottle of Rainworks, but it's like Tanya said, it's like this big. But tire shine also works. I mean, any brand, I don't think it matters. I think as long as it's tire shine, it works.
Thank you.
I have seen it when it works. So it's cool.
I need it right now because it's flooding for like the 3rd day in a row. I need it right now.
Yep. True. Okay. What else is going on, guys? Elena, what's happening in Statesboro?
Well, we have so much going on with the Hyundai plant down the street. All of our, selling properties like crazy.
You're breaking up for me, Elena. Is that just me or is everybody else having? Okay, all right.
Okay. We just have a lot of growth with the Hyundai plant coming in. So everything is just flipping upside down. We have selling like crazy and people moving in, fewer housing, restaurants our city's taking a lead. They want to have events now too. So on top of all of our First Fridays, we're having a concert series. It's just crazy around here, but we're having.
Lots of fun stuff, sounds like. Lucretia, what's going on in Albany?
Well, I had a question. I heard you mention the training for the Switch to 6 for board members. And I know that the Main Street 101 is a required training for board members and it has to be taken within 1 year of appointment. Is that the same model that we're going to implement for the Switch to 6 for new board members onboarding? Is it that we're going to mandate the completion of that within that 1 year as well? And
so good question. And I feel like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just like, I might be able to answer this real easily and quickly for you. So anybody new coming on, all they have to do is a 101 because our Main Street 101 has the new Switch to 6 incorporated in it. And so the focus is for any existing board members to get Switch to 6 training by the end of this year, because anybody who comes on new, if they go through our 101 online or in person, will have that element of the Switch to 6 incorporated in it. So they don't need to do 2 separate trainings. They just have to do the 101. So like if you had a new board member start in July, you can just have them do the 101 online and they would have the new Switch to 6 elements incorporated in that already. So they wouldn't have to do 2 separate trainings, just one.
So the current Main Street 101 already includes, then the reason I'm asking, I have 2 board members who just signed up last month. So they are already, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when we created the separate online Switch to 6 training, what we did was take basically that section out of the 101 and just made it its own separate component. So if you are going through 101 online, you get that already as part of it. But we just didn't want people to have to go through all the other stuff if they had been through a 101 before. Very good question though.
I can talk a little bit about what's going on in Atlanta, and there's several other cohorts on, so they can add to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the 5 business districts that make up the Atlanta cohort will be participating in Make Music Day next Wednesday on the 21st. And it's an all-day event from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And each district has a different time slot where we will have at a location in each district some form of music. And with that component, there's a youth component or a community component where people can come together and actually participate in learning an instrument. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The West End has the 5 to 7 hours, so that's the happy hour time. And we're just excited about doing something together that will encompass inviting the entire city.
Wow. I love that y'all are like working together to do that. That's really cool.
And I know there are a couple others on if anybody wants to add.
Do you have a link to that, Myrna? I'd love to see what I can attend.
Certainly, we will make sure we'll get it to Jessica. Would that work?
Yeah, absolutely. If you
Okay.
send it to us, we'll get it to Tracy or anybody else who wants information on it.
Right.
Isn't it just at Make Music Day, Atlanta, ATL? Hey, this is Kelly from Little 5.
I didn't know about Music Day. Is that, I felt like I saw Emily from Macon, like shaking her head. Did you know there was a Make Music Day, Emily?
It's a national event. So over 100 countries participate in it. So it's the beginning of the summer solstice. So it's something that just happens.
Very cool.
I don't know how many years it's been happening, but this will be our first.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a international celebration, like she was saying, and it has been around for a while, and it has a website, so you can upload, your events to that website too. We have someone here in Macon who coordinates an event for us.
Awesome. Man.
Yeah, if you
See,
Google
y'all
Make
learn about something new all the time.
Sorry, if you Google Make Music Day Atlanta, it'll come up. And there's also a makemusicday.org that talks about it.
Awesome. And I think Katie dropped the makemusicday.org link for us in the chat as well. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hey, everybody. Can you guys tell me what kinds of things your community is doing for Juneteenth, if anything? Since it's kind of a new celebration. I mean, it's new in Georgia. So I guess people are not sure how to celebrate or if they're doing it right. So just curious what you got.
I think that's a really good question, Lisa.
Thank you.
I can speak to that, what's going on in Macon. So we haven't organized an event for it, but our Black business owners have come together and put together an entire event around it that we're helping promote. So they are, they've developed a parade. So we're going to have a parade in downtown Macon on Monday. They'll go on our traditional parade route that we use for all the parades we do throughout the year. And then that will end with the family reunion that will take place in one of our public spaces where a lot of events go on, and they're having music and that kind of stuff. So it's definitely, they're treating it as a celebration and a way to get the community to come out and support Black-owned businesses.
That's awesome. Karen, do you want to jump in on this conversation? Or is this a different topic?
My hand is probably going to stay raised because I got to figure out how to lower it after.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You just focus on talking and I'll take care of the rest.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the Morgan County African American Museum, in partnership with our local branch of the NAACP and partnering with the city of Madison, we're hosting a Juneteenth celebration of community and culture. So we'll kick the day off with a parade through our traditional parade route. There's going to be horses, a live band playing in the parade, and lots of local organizations. And then the parade will end in our green space event space, which is our town park. And it'll be a festival until 5 p.m. that day with live music. Some people may be familiar with Larry Tinsley from Atlanta's radio station V103 is going to be the MC for that. So we'll have lots of groups performing. We'll also have the Grand Marshal doing a storytelling of Juneteenth to give the history of Juneteenth and some stories about how it's applicable locally in Madison and Morgan County. And then we'll have arts and crafts activities, food trucks, as well as a kids area. Some really neat history is going to be happening with the storytelling though. So one quick thing I'll share and then I'll be quiet. We'll have representatives from the 555th Air Battalion, which is a part of the 82nd Infantry. And they were the only all Black parachuters that were a part of the 82nd Infantry, which y'all know are airborne out of Fort Bragg. So we'll have several of their members, and they're all older gentlemen, so they'll be doing some storytelling also. So it's going to be a really neat celebration of community and history and culture. So we're excited about it. It's the first ever that the city has done in partnership with the organization. So looking forward to seeing the diversity that it'll bring across the city.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Kenya, before I wanted to ask you this question earlier and I forgot. Okay, you talked about the cake for the Army's birthday. So we're not doing the cookies, the individual cookies this year, just cake?
The credit union wants the cake.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. So for Juneteenth, Hinesville is having their second annual celebration at one of our parks, Bryant Commons. It's a 2-day celebration. They're going to have food vendors, a lot more than just food vendors, just a lot of vendors, storytelling, performances, concerts, music, activities, for children and for the entire family. It starts at 11 a.m. and it will end on Saturday at 11 p.m.
Awesome. Thank you. Ellen, not my Ellen, but the other Ellen. You want to jump in on this too?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just for a second, because we're taking a little bit of a different approach. Last year we had a pretty large event, which was the first for the city of Avondale Estates. But this year, since it's a 3-day holiday and the city staff are off on Juneteenth, the leadership didn't want to have to bring people back in, particularly our sanitation workers and other folks who would be celebrating with their families. So we took a little bit of a different approach. Last year, we did pull together an advisory committee of residents and folks from the surrounding area who could, bring us a better cultural understanding of how to approach this than just me or some of us within the leadership. And with that, this year we decided to take an education approach more than one large event. So this week leading up, we've been posting social media posts on what is Juneteenth, kind of, what does red symbolize? What types of food would you eat, or what are traditional foods? What was the history of it? We did partner with a new independent bookstore, and tonight they are hosting a local Black author who has a bunch of children's books, and she's coming to speak on what Juneteenth means to her, and promote her books. So we felt like education was the angle we're taking. We also have a story walk of Juneteenth for Maisie in our town green. So we did a proclamation last night too at our BOMC. So we're kind of taking a more educational approach in lieu of a larger event, and we'll look at that again and check it out for next year and see how we're going to change. But that's what we did.
That. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
Kristen.
Yeah, so we're actually doing very similar things as what everybody else has said too, but in Toccoa, we are doing our second annual Juneteenth. We had one last year and actually heard back from a lot of people that they weren't really familiar with what Juneteenth really was and needed some more education on it. So we're also trying to infuse that as well. We're going to have 2 free film showings at our theater downtown of a movie called Juneteenth, Faith and Freedom that kind of teaches you a little bit more about it. But we're also having a festival downtown with the Toccoa Improvement Association is sponsoring it, and we're just partnering with them. And it's largely Black-owned vendors, small businesses and things like that, with food, live music, some speakers. There's even going to be a table set up with some folks podcasting. And then into the evening, it'll bleed into the Ida Cox music series that we have every Saturday night in downtown Toccoa. And it'll also be an African-American band that's local to us. And so we think it's going to be a pretty good turnout, and we're excited for it this year. So
that's awesome. Thank y'all for sharing. Lisa, did we help you?
There. Okay, I was muted. Yeah. So we've done it for 3 years. We actually started, this will be our 3rd year. We did it the first year, although not the entire country was already on board. It was, when some of the states were coming on board with it. And lucky for Stockbridge, 2 of our staff people, that would be myself and one of our events folks, lived in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo has one of the biggest and longest histories with Juneteenth celebration. And I mean, it's really a whole day. They do a super duper big parade where all these different schools and drill teams and the fire department and everyone, they walk about 2 miles, and then they end up at an MLK park. There's a lot of drumming and dancing and food and vendors, and it's like super big. If you ever go online, you'll see it. But the truth is what everyone else has said. Most people really don't know what Juneteenth is in terms of an educational standpoint. They just think it's a celebration. And I kind of hate to say it, but I just didn't want there to be another reason for a Black celebration without some understanding about why we're doing that. You know, it's not just because of the music and the food and the dancing. There's a real reason behind it. And so I've taken on the education portion. We do that on social media. And as a city, now that we have our amphitheater, there'll be free concerts all day. And they're well-known names that will be here. And I think in addition to that, there'll be other cultural stuff like drumming and dancing and food and, you know, all the stuff that you expect to see at an Afrocentric type of gathering. But it's open to the community, and it's designed so that everyone starts to understand that it's an American holiday. You know, it has to do with a change in the American history that goes on for, you know, the rest of our existence. So I appreciate what everyone has said, because we're still grappling with, are we doing this right? Is it enough, you know, for this particular community or what? So I'm just glad to hear other ideas.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, Lisa, about the education component, because I think that is really important. And I made a little note that the next time we meet with our kind of like other Southern contingencies, to ask if there's any cities in other states that are doing this really well, and maybe we could even do a webinar early next year, just sharing again a little bit about the history and how Juneteenth came around, but also, you know, here's some best practices of what we can encourage our communities to incorporate this, you know, into like our landscape. So thank you for bringing this to our attention. I think this was
thank
a great
everybody.
topic to share.
Thank you all. I'm glad to see so many are participating and have different ideas about how to go after it.
Absolutely. All right, it is 10:58, and so to be respectful of time, I'm not going to dive into a new topic of conversation. Thank you guys for being here. We will get this recording up on our YouTube channel for later viewing if you want to share it with anybody. But our team will stick around for a few minutes afterwards if you want to ask us any questions one-on-one. We do this every time. So, you know, again, we're here to help support you, and we look forward to seeing you next month in July. Thank you guys.